Great card that we just discussed. Bunch of good cards just been announced by Mr. Daddy Dana.
Big time.
Big time.
My boy, Sean Strickland has been booked.
America!
I love to see it. I hate to see that he's fighting in Canada though. And he's obviously very upset about that.
He did discuss that.
Yeah. The enemy of freedom.
You see what he posted about I don't like Canada, blah blah blah, but I just have to help some women do their job.
Yeah.
Because they needed a main event for that card for that thing. Because there's gonna be the bantamweight on the line. Funny guy.
He's a hell of an entertainer.
Hell of a figure. Sean, if you want to come on the podcast and be our first guest, please.
Yeah, we'd love to have you.
Message me, I'll probably see it.
Stop mucking around with Nina.
Yeah, mate.
Right, we know what's going on there.
We know what's going on, mate.
Everyone sees straight through it.
We do. Well, I mean, he's got that girlfriend, and I'm pretty sure she's got that boyfriend, so... you know what? Let's not touch that. I'm not going to touch that with a 50-foot barge pole. Let them do what they want.
But he should be on here.
He should. Come on.
That's what I'm saying. That's the problem. If he wasn't on Nina's show all the time, he would be on here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what else is he going to do?
Yeah, there's not many other avenues for people to,
No, not for people like
it's
him.
just kind of us.
Yeah.
Well, this is a very unique space, obviously, what we're doing here.
And Sean O'Malley, you can come on as well.
All the Seans.
Anyone called Sean. Just anyone called Sean. So anyway, how do you think that he's going to perform against Dricus du Plessis?
I'm hoping very well.
Why?
Are
you a fan of him or something?
One of my mates is a big fan. Yeah, I'll say that.
Are you wearing his t-shirt?
Yeah, I spilt something on my t-shirt on the way here. It was a bit of Bliss Lager, actually. But no, I think he has the potential to get it done there. But like we've seen, like he obviously stepped up a lot in that last fight against Izzy.
Big time.
We hadn't seen a complete performance from him like that, like in his career, like at all. So yeah, it will be interesting. And Dricus has shown that he's a very capable fighter. Yeah, and the way that he dealt with Rob Whittaker was like mind-boggling. No one saw that coming. No one saw that coming. It was very impressive, and yeah, he just manhandled him.
He did. He made Rob look not that good, which is no one's done that before. Even Izzy, maybe in his first fight, but even the second fight with Izzy, Rob looked like he could have won that fight. He didn't look like he had any chance against du Plessis, which is it's very impressive.
But we've spoken about this fight before, and I'm glad that it has come to be, because he is the rightful guy to be next.
Absolutely.
Next in line for the belt. Especially with Izzy stepping back for a little bit. So yeah, I think it will be a very interesting fight. We've seen, again, I hate to say it, in previous times, that if you can find Strickland's chin, that it can be
exploited.
It can be exploited.
And he's got power, obviously.
Du
Plessis got a lot of power.
Got power, and yeah.
I'm not really fancying Strickland in this fight, man. I would love for him to win, and I want him to win.
I'm speaking straight up, from my heart now. Yeah.
It just doesn't sit well with me.
No.
I just don't see this being a good night for Strickland. I can see it being quite similar to the Alex fight.
I got faith.
To be honest. Yeah, I really hope so too. I think Strickland can definitely win if he sticks to the same kind of style of fighting as he did last time.
And the other advantage in my mind that he has is he doesn't give a shit about the belt. Like, whether he goes in there and loses it or not, like, that's not the motivation for him. He just wants to go in there,
make a bit of cash,
perform. and perform.
And you got to think, his coach, Nixick, Eric Nixick, the guy we talked about, Garney's coach. He is one of the best coaches there are at the moment. He's definitely contender not even contender. He's got to be coach of the year.
Yeah, I agree.
He has to be.
Responsible for the greatest MMA upset we've seen in the middleweight division, possibly ever.
Yeah, quite possibly the greatest upset in MMA history ever. Like, quite possibly, right?
And
that was insane.
Almost causing, not causing, but like playing a large part in the Ngannou Tyson Fury match, which we've also broken down. So
he's having someone like that behind you. There's anything can happen, right? He can be anyone in the world on his day. With a coach like that in his corner, and obviously he's got the skills and he trains like crazy. Dricus is just really good though.
So he is really good.
Great matchup. Really is.
And I think what we know now as well is Sean Strickland's style really does work well with these big events,
Yeah.
being under
Yeah.
the spotlight. And like, because I think with that fight in Australia, he played into the whole, the fans.
Yeah, he did.
Like,
he did.
the build up to that fight was a really exciting week because he made it an exciting week,
Yeah.
He went out to Australia and he kind of documented his experience a little bit and it was quite funny.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I think he does. He has really shown that he thrives under the lights, and that's a real advantage in terms of being a champ, who doesn't care about the belt, who thrives under the lights. Those are two elements you don't really see all that often. You might have one of them, but yeah, not often both of them, and it's a massive advantage going in there on these, these fights where there's a lot on the line.
Yeah, for sure. He's got the mindset, man. He really does. And now he's got the experience in a 5-round massive main event.
Yeah.
Which Dricus doesn't have.
No.
He was the co-main or the third when he fought Rick. When he fought Rob. So.
And who was it before that he fought? Was it Darren Till?
Darren Till, yeah.
We saw him gas quite a lot in that fight, didn't we? In the third round. So
he did.
If Strickland can get into that fourth or fifth round, even the third round, it could be. There might be a time for a tipping point where it becomes more about the volume that Strickland can lay into him.
Yep.
And if he can just stay, on the outside and use that front teep that we saw a lot on the Izzy fight, that worked perfectly just to keep distance. And that's all you really need to do against someone like Dricus. But
because Dricus he's quite unorthodox. Obviously very powerful, very strong. But if we see, Sean could go in there and really negate the unorthodox style of him. And I think we could definitely. It could go either way. Honestly, it could. Slightly favoring Dricus at this point.
Yeah,
but it could definitely go either way for sure. For sure. Another big announcement. The next one after that was Volk Topuria.
Yeah.
February. This is so
we've seen this coming.
Yeah, we knew this was going to happen. For sure.
The middleweight, fight was a little bit interesting because there was a couple of options on the table, but. Yeah, in terms of the featherweight belt, we knew this was coming.
We did,
and it's good to see it. Fight. It's good to see it's booked, because that obviously means that Volk is going to be a bit happier, and we like when Volk's happy.
We do. He's an absolute legend.
Because we don't like to see him, breaking down in a post-fight press conference.
We don't like to see him breaking down. It's actually really sad.
Yeah,
that actually made me almost cry.
Yeah,
just watching that. So no, it'll be good for him to have a fight. But what do you think of the turnaround? It's obviously relatively quick.
It's what he does.
Yeah,
it's what he does, and the way that we saw him bounce back from the last Makhachev loss was incredible.
He just didn't take as much of a beating though. He got TKO'd pretty bad.
Yeah,
in that fight.
100. I'm not going to disagree with that, but I think it could even just light more of a fire underneath him.
No, for sure. I pick Volk to win, for sure. I 100% pick Volk to win. I pick him to finish him as well.
Yeah.
I think Topuria is relatively deluded in his opinions on Volk, and when he's talked about Volk in the past.
Yeah. I agree.
I think he's a great fighter, but I don't know, maybe he's a little bit overconfident. And Volk.
I think that's what you need to carry in there against someone like Volk, who's done what they've done. Good. Yeah, like. He has just dominated at the top of that featherweight division for so long now. Like the last fight we saw against Max Holloway, just for example, I know that's not his last fight, but the last fight against Max Holloway, how he just went in there, picked him apart for 5 rounds, and just kind of showed the world that
no one's beating me.
No one's beating me at the moment. And Topuria not having fought Max, I know he's fought a lot of top quality opponents in the past anyway, but not having fought Max, not really kind of putting yourself in there against that guy that we have seen a lot of people have to go up against Max before they
get there.
Talked about in terms of the belt conversation. So I think you're right. He's a bit deluded. But at the same time, if I was in his position, I would be trying to convince myself of all this stuff as well. Sure.
He's a dangerous guy, man. He's got insane combos. His boxing is beautiful. He's obviously got really good jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
He's a high-level black belt. He destroyed Bryce Mitchell, who's known for his jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he's got all the skills there.
Yeah, very well-rounded, but I just think Volk is more well-rounded and better at each individual thing as well. Like, Volk is just that guy,
Yeah,
at featherweight,
100%.
for sure.
And he's got he's got the championship experience, obviously, you know, with how long he's been around there at the top. But yeah, it's an exciting fight because there's going to be a nice little build up to this. I feel like,
sure.
I don't think anyone in the last few fights has really probably brought out, you know, the more verbal and mental side of a fight build up, opposed to like on the other side of the cage to Volk, like he probably will, like Topuria will. Holloway and Rodriguez and all these guys that Volk's fought recently have obviously been very respectful, whereas he's coming from more of an angle of like, I'm going to come and take this belt kind of thing.
He's very confident.
Yeah, so
that kind of like Conor McGregor approach of like, I've already won the belt. It's I'm the champ.
It'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting to find out whether that is delusion or whether it was calculated confidence. To, you know,
if it's calculated confidence, good on him if he can go in there and get it done. But I just see him getting picked apart.
Yeah, same. Yeah, same. I also really hope that we see Volk pushed. Like, I want to see him challenged again, like kind of like the Ortega fight. It'd be cool to see him in a bit of danger and overcome a bit of adversity against a top level opponent. Because obviously he's just had so much ease disposing of people at featherweight for so long now. Having someone come in there, put him in a bit of trouble, survive it, and then show why he is the man again. You know, it'd be interesting to see. And I really think Topuria can do that. I just don't see him winning. I just really can't see him winning. But, you know, he's a top challenger for sure.
Definitely.
Obviously, no other announcements for the cards yet. It's just the main events. But one more big announcement. Sugar Sean versus Chito Vera. Very excited about that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fight for the fans.
For sure, yeah.
It's not a fight to see who's the top bantamweight.
No.
To be quite honest.
No, definitely not.
Because
it should be Merab or it should be Corey. Yeah. Obviously, Corey's injured. Merab's a little baby when he... Well, no, he's not. He's a great... he's a warrior. But the way that he wouldn't fight Sterling, Dana didn't like that. I actually agree with that. I wouldn't want to fight my best mate, my training partner, for the belt.
Yeah.
Literally, like, my day one, trying to take what's his. Just don't see how that's, you know, he's showing loyalty to his friend, which is more important than money and fame.
Yeah, no, I agree. But then at the same time, you can't expect to be given the next shot, you know, right after your mate's picked from the post.
Yeah.
Because if you're unwilling to fight him, and you know, there's other storylines that make more sense. And unfortunately, this Chito versus
it's the perfect,
you know, the undefeated Sean O'Malley is the answer.
He's the only guy who defeated Sean. As soon as Sean won that belt, Chito must have been sat there like, I'm getting this title shot for sure. If he didn't win the belt, there's no way. There's no way Cheeto's fighting Aljamain Sterling. No, for sure. There's no way at all.
Like, yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like we were looking through the bantamweight division just before, and like Corey Sandhagen would be the obvious pick. Under Merab, but like we just discussed, he's kind of.
He's refusing. He wouldn't fight Sterling.
Yeah, so he, in my eyes, can wait for a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, Corey Sandhagen getting it done in a very boring main event against Rob Font, and then previously before that beating Chito Vera, who is now fighting for the title.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
he also finished Song Yadong, and like he's on this crazy winning streak. His last loss was Piotr Jan. That was very close. And then TJ Dillashaw, which I do not think he actually lost that fight.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to say.
He's the top guy, you know. And him against O'Malley would be an absolute banger of a fight.
That would be a great fight. Very high level striking fight, and
I'd love to see that fight, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're both guys that want to go in there, and you know, like Sean especially is someone who goes in there and he's active with the striking. He's not hanging back and waiting, which is like what we've seen unfortunately in some of Corey's fights. Is when he is in there against someone who's a little bit more timid with their striking and works better in the countering, it can be a bit of a boring fight. But Sean, obviously, is a
Sean's looking to knock you out, and Corey's looking to counter you with volume as well and very unorthodox striking. Yeah, that would be an insane fight, and I really hope that we see that soon, before Merab even. I mean, Merab does kind of deserve it.
Yeah, he does.
Put Merab against Corey. Let's do that.
Yeah,
put it on the same card.
That could be in the works.
5-round co-main event on that same card. Corey versus Merab. Whoever wins fights the winner for the belt. Surely. got to be that, right?
I don't even think it needs to be 5 rounds, but yeah, I
but
agree.
I think
that fight
those guys
should happen in terms of.
I'd like to
finding
see
out
it
who
5
was it.
round for the sole reason of if it's 3 rounds, you might see just 3 rounds of control like we did in when Aldo fought Merab. But if it's 5 rounds, I think Corey will have more opportunities and he will be. I just think it'll be better. I think that fight,
Yeah.
for some reason, deserves 5 rounds.
Okay.
I don't know
I
why.
hear
Yeah.
They could even headline a fight night.
That would be good. That'd be a big
That would make a lot of sense too, especially if you want this 5 round fight. Dana, if you're listening, just take some notes.
Honestly, listen to us, man. We know what we're talking about. We've been doing this for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching this short episode of Combat Corner.
If you like what you see, we've got lots of long form content below and lots of other videos like this, so feel free to go along and check it out. We really appreciate all your support. Thanks again for watching.
Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, comment, share it around. Have a good day.
Peace.